Welcome to my digital story, the Indigo Movement. This is the story of India's freedom struggle, and this is Bihar, from where Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, or Mahatma Gandhi as he is known in India, began his first non-violent struggle. A movement that so captured the imagination of the common Indian people that it finally culminated in India's freedom from British rule. The movement began in Champaran in 1917, a part of the state of Bihar famous for its indigo plantations, which were owned by British landlords and on which illiterate Indian peasants worked as sharecroppers. The landlords forced the sharecroppers to grow indigo on 15% of the land and surrender the entire indigo harvest as rent. This was settled through a long-term agreement. The problem began when Germany developed synthetic indigo. The landlords realized that sooner or later their income from export of indigo would come to an end, and therefore they asked the illiterate peasants to pay compensation for being released from 15% agreement. Some peasants signed the agreement, some did not. When the peasants came to know about synthetic indigo, they felt cheated and demanded their money back. At this, the peasants were tortured and beaten by the landlords. Some of the peasants suffered the torture, while some took the help of lawyers. Soon the peasants realized that they needed a stronger and reliable help, and they turned to Indian National Congress. Accordingly, a peasant, Rajkumar Shukla, reached Lucknow, where the Congress convention was being held, and happened to meet a very young Congress member called Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Shukla informed Gandhi of the injustice done to indigo sharecroppers. He wanted Gandhi to visit Champaran. Gandhi was preoccupied with prior engagements, but impressed by the tenacity of Shukla, he agreed to go with him after his Calcutta visit. After his engagements in Calcutta, Gandhi, along with Rajkumar Shukla, visited and stayed at Dr. Rajendra Prasad's house in Patna. Next, they stopped at Muzaffarpur to gather information about the indigo problem. At Muzaffarpur, they were received by Kriplani and his students and stayed at Professor Malkani's house. Finally, Gandhi arrived at Champaran on 10th April 1917. Gandhi's arrival and the nature of his visit spread like wildfire. He had brought hope to lakhs of impoverished peasants who came to meet Gandhi and support him in his mission. Gandhi met some of the lawyers from Bihar who had fought cases on behalf of indigo peasants. He also learned of the fee charged by them. Gandhi chided the lawyers for charging so much from poor illiterate peasants. He told them that when the peasants are so crushed and fear-stricken, law courts were useless. The real relief for them was to achieve freedom from fear. On arrival, Gandhi tried to arrange meetings with the secretary of British Landlords Association to get more details. The secretary refused to give information to Gandhi, calling him an outsider. Next, he tried to meet the British commissioner of the area. Gandhi was bullied and ordered to leave Champaran. The next morning, Gandhi left for a village, for he had heard that a peasant there had been beaten and maltreated. On his way, he was served a notice from the district magistrate with orders to leave Champaran immediately. Gandhi decided to disobey the order. As a consequence, he was arrested and produced before a court on 18th April 1917. The peasants came to know of his arrest and gathered in large number to surround the court. The authorities, fearing unrest, postponed the trial. Gandhi was then released without bail. 2 days later, the case was withdrawn and the government promised to look into the farmers' sufferings. A formal committee was constituted, of which Gandhi was a part. After months of recording testimonies, the committee submitted its report. The landlords agreed to give back money to peasants. Gandhi asked for 50% refund, while the landlords proposed 25%. This was approved by Gandhi, and the 300-year-old indigo sharecropping came to an end. Land was given back to the peasants. Gandhi was satisfied with the agreement. For him, refund was not as important as the moral victory of the peasants. Gandhi proved that British power was no longer unchallengeable. This was the beginning of the end of the British rule in India. During his long stay at Champaran, Gandhi taught the people self-reliance and freedom from the fear of the British. Thus, he paved the path for the freedom of India.